The only thing I can tell you is that for you to actually access any new system, you should take minimum of 90 days. But because this has to do with trade and the fact that if there's any delay, the multiplier effect goes to the final consumer in terms of storages and memories. I want to say that VREG or V valuation is on. It's not been a successful one totally, but there are two categories of vehicles. We have the standard chassis vehicle, the non-standard chassis vehicle. On the standard chassis vehicle, that when you put your VIN chassis number, the VIN recognizes it and has the history of the vehicle. So far, so good. I think it's still going on good for now, except the non-standard chassis that needs to have human contact, where you need to write to the controllers and you go to violation to still get assessment. This has been haphazard. It's not been going smoothly, and we are employing the Nigerian Customs Service Management team to, as a matter of urgency, see how they can speed up work on the issue of the non-standard chassis vehicle, so that we'll start working like the standard chassis vehicle, where you just go to the system. Once you put your value, it gives you assessment. Having said that, I will also use this opportunity to play with the federal government. So there is now need for us to review the 12-year policy on this vehicle. Because if you look at the 12-year policy on this vehicle, meaning that legitimately only vehicles of 2011 that can be allowed to come to Nigeria. And what happens to the vehicles of 2009? Let me even read for 2009 or 2008. You agree with me that even a common man may not be able to afford a 2009 vehicle in view of the purchase in market, and the fact that if you have a 2009 vehicle, the system forces you to pay 2011, 2012. So we want government to review the issue of the auto policy now, because a 2009 vehicle is still a newer vehicle, and how many people can afford it. We should also consider the fact that there are some of our youth, the moment they leave university, they want to be self-employed, they go into Uber and for commercial services. They may not be able to afford these categories of vehicle again if the government insists on implementing the 12 years vehicle. I look at it as one of the mistakes this government is making, and it is very, very unfortunate it is happening. A government that is preaching corruption should not be seen in this kind of contract. It is an act of nepotism. It is very, very unfortunate that it's happening during our era, because we now have a situation where this government is finding job for the boys, or should I say, this government is settling the boys because they are rounding up. I'm an opposite of the fact that we have indigenous engineers who can partner with Nigerian Customs Service in view. Okay, when look at our weather now, we've been witnessing rain in the last how many days. Even the wet fontaine that was brought from outside and it started as a cooler plus plus with, it's not a success. Many times we have server downtown or what have you, and nobody is challenging anybody for that. Bringing in a Chinko or a Chinese firm to say you want to automate our custom operation is a misnomer, it's an aberration, and it's very, very wrong. The issue of the e-custom is the worst thing that will happen to the maritime industry. And it's very unfortunate that even the people, the company that started the MOU ad initio were jettisoned for a new company that was registered April 7th. That alone is enough to send somebody to jail, because due diligence was not done. But thank God people are in court. Personally, I want to join that suit because it is my right, and I know that the future, the generation yet unborn will ask us what action did we take when this thing happened to the maritime industry. It is better to take a faulty action than sitting on the fence. We must make sure that we want to do e-customs or modernization of customs, which we have started during the era of late Diko, with the implementation of PA and e-payment. So all we have to do is to look for an indigenous company, improve on whatever we have on sitting ground, and see how all the systems we dot the highs and cross the T's. But giving it to a foreigner, a Chinese company, it is called neo-colonization in my own sense of it. The issue of non-intrusive equipment is a very funny thing. I'm waiting for custom to even say they want to implement that without putting all the things that they're supposed to put in place. I want to believe that customs are they are enjoying the 100% examination of cargo because of the physical contact, and this is encouraging corruption. And whether we like it or not, okay. On the issue of vehicles, we think we're tired of giving bribe. Let us have view valuation. We still have some custom officers who are squabbling this view valuation, who do not want it to succeed because of the fact that it's going to reduce the physical contact between the freight forwarder and custom officer more than 70%. We even have a situation where, when you pay what VIN valuation gives you, some overzealous officers who still want to be given bribe will still go and put a lot on that concern. And that's why we're saying we're compiling names of this kind of category of officer. We'll forward it to the headquarters. If nothing is done under 1 week, we'll make it public to the whole world. I will forward it to the presidency. So the issue of non-intrusive equipment, which is a scanner machine, will have added value to cargo clearance in the port. And in the last month, I am one of those that led committee, our association to the National Assembly to argue on the issue of the need for us to have a scanning machine. Now the scanner machines are available, person refuses to use them. So meaning something is somewhere happening somewhere. Somebody somewhere still want us to be maroli in one place. It's very, very unfortunate. He was not arrested for drug importation. He's the freight forwarder and the custom broker, and in the course of examination, uh, some illicit or psychotropic substances were found in his container, and he was arrested. And we have told all freight forwarders to make sure that they sign indemnity form with their, yes, with their importer, and go ahead and do what is called due diligence by at least notarizing it. And unfortunately, this was not done. So he is not the importer of the consignment, and we have told him he should provide, he should collaborate with, cooperate with the Drug Law Enforcement Agency by making sure that the importer comes out, so that he can be given bail. He is not an importer, and he was not arrested for importation of illicit drug or something, but because at the material time he was a clearing agent. And don't forget that the law of the clearing agent, at that material time, you are the owner of that consignment until you are able to provide the consignment, which I know he has to do. There's nothing spectacular being an acting president. I'm seeing myself as still vice president of Anaka, just holding forth for our big guy who's not around. This is a role I have played for some time before now, so it's not a new thing to me. And there is not challenging. I'm used to it. We have a meeting now. We just call them for a meeting to brief them on how far we have gone and what has happened so far, and maybe CRFN letters and treat. Yes.
Okay.
Even the Eastern Zone want a presidential visit to tour, which they deliberately delayed because of the fact that there are too many work on the table for now, and very soon we're going to embark on the Eastern tour. We're going to invite you. So we have cooperation of all the chapter executives. I don't know what you mean by rumor. It is an aspiration, and I've been a member of ANACA for quite some time. So, as the vice president, if I aspire to be the president, there's no big deal about that. So, it shouldn't come to you as rumor. It is the normal thing in life. There's no big deal about that. And I wouldn't know if I see a better offer tomorrow. Maybe government give me a ministerial appointment. I may not petition the ANACA because it's a thankless job. It's a job that when you are doing, nobody even appreciates what you are doing. So, if government gives an appointment tomorrow, I'll just step aside for another person to come on board. But it's my aspiration to be the president of ANACA. For you to be a freight forwarder, you must be trained, you must know the honor. And that is why you as a freight forwarder should know that these are my responsibility and this is where it ends. This is the responsibility of the importer. And we're going to also make sure discourage the situation where an officer posted from Gombe, when he's coming, he brings his what's it called? What do they call it? Cowboys. When they are going, they won't go with the cowboys. And before you know it, that man becomes a freight forwarder. We're going to do a lot of sanitation in the industry and a lot of empowerment. And I expect our members that when we call them for training, they should come out because we will make sure that the training is done for them. Most of them will be done free of charge. Tired of being called names because we are professional. We are sanitizing ourselves. We are telling ourselves what should be done. The expectation from the public. I was with the minister recently, and we said this, and they're telling us, "What are you doing?" We have gotten to a stage where multinationals have taken over our job. We have gotten to a stage where even shipping companies are now registered by Board of Custom to practice what they call freight forwarding and custom broking. So with that, it's a pointer to the fact that if we do not sanitize the job, sanitize ourselves, we will lose the job. And that will not happen.